Right here, this is the Montana 8, and over here is the Evanston 8. I put them together quickly with the rainfly up. I didn't really stake it out too much. I didn't really worry about tautness. I just wanted to put it up, look at the floor space, look at the layout, and see if I could make a decision on which one I liked. So don't judge my erection of the tent, I guess. Yeah, don't judge my erection. Don't judge my tent too much. So this is it with the rainfly up for the Montana. Like I said, the guidelines aren't staked out. These are fairly large tents. Actually, I was really surprised at how large they were. But here's the around. But for their size, they're very easy for two people to put up. I think it might be a little bit of a chore to put them up if you were trying to do it by yourself. One thing to note with the rainfly here is it really doesn't extend past your window, but the window has a flap that actually completely zips up down in here to close that off if you got a nice blowing rain. You can see it's got the bathtub floor, which is nice. It has a vestibule. So you have some space here and here to put shoes, bags, or whatever. And one of the unique features of this one is it has this nice door. It's actually hinged using a fiberglass pole, and then it velcros closed up here. So instead of the zipping that you hear in the middle of the night when everyone goes to the bathroom, you get to hear that. But what I like is I think it's easy for kids, especially younger kids, to be able to use this door versus struggling with the zipper. Of course, it's got a window right here, screened-in window, and then you've got this flap that you can zip up in case you have blowing rains coming in from the front. All right, let's take a quick look inside. What I really wanted was something that was big enough to house 2 queen-size mattresses, and so unfortunately I only have one mattress right now. This is I call it the double stuffed Coleman queen-size mattress. As you can see, it fits wall to wall on that side, and if you look, there's actually a pretty good amount of space to come in through the door, and then you could actually stick another Coleman or another queen-size mattress on that side. And what's nice is it gives you nice separation between the 2 beds. So if you have 2 kids sharing, 2 kids sharing one queen, and you and your significant other are in the other queen, at least you're not butted up right next to each other. So like I mentioned earlier, this is the window looking out. It's got the rain flap here that you can zip up, and then above actually I have nice screened in going up to the peak. So this is all screened, and it's identical on the other side. There's actually no window on the back, so it may feel a little bit enclosed, which is what my wife said. She said this one felt a little bit more enclosed than the other one, but a good level of privacy, and I think it would offer probably a little bit more warmth than the Evanston, which as you'll see in a little bit is a lot more open. So overall, nice sized tent. Bathtub floors, like I mentioned earlier, construction seems to be pretty nice, fairly easy to put up. Nice door over here for entry and exit. And what I'll do is I'm going to deflate this air mattress and put it in the other tent and take a short video of that so I can show you what it looks like in the other tent. Thanks. Hold on. Alright, so I'm back. One thing I failed to mention was you can actually take these fiberglass poles out of this door and use it as a regular zip door if you don't like this. Some people may not like it just because it tends to not fully close. So anyway, your choice. Onto the Evanston. One thing that you'll notice probably right off the bat is that well, maybe not, but these guy lines here are actually quite nice. They're the reflective guy lines, so you can see them at night, whereas the ones that come with the Montana 8 are just these regular white, I'm going to guess they're nylon guy lines. So little upgrade there, not much. You can see the bathtub floor on the Evanston 8. It's actually quite high, and the rainfly does a really good job of covering over the windows, and those windows have flaps as well on the inside to where you can zip them up. And one thing I like is you can zip them up and maybe just halfway or a third of the way up and still get good ventilation, and yet get good rain protection. Let's walk around to the front here. So the Evanston 8 comes with this nice screened in area. Some people may or may not like that. I particularly like it. I'd like to have a place to where I can actually, when I wake up in the morning or at night when I'm taking my shoes off, which I'm doing now, I can actually just come in here and I've got a nice place to sit down, put my shoes on or take them off, and I don't feel like I'm struggling to get in and out of the tent. The other thing that I like is that this area, I think, is going to trap a lot of the dirt from actually entering the tent as we and our children come in and out. The bad thing about this is the rainfly, of course, doesn't extend over the whole screened in area, and so what you end up with is potentially a very large collector of water. If you get a good rainstorm, it'll probably puddle here, as it did actually last night because I left the sprinklers on. But the bathtub floor extends into onto the main tent, so even if you got some puddling here, it's not going to penetrate, or it shouldn't penetrate inside the main living area, sleeping area. And also you've got, I don't know if you can see it here, but the flooring ends, and then you've got this mesh, so you can actually push the water and it should drain down through there. Or if you've got good drainage, you're sloping slightly downhill, it may self-drain through that area. Okay, that's about it for the screened in area. It's not very large. You could probably fit 2 camp chairs here if you wanted to. But if it's really buggy outside and you just want to sit and watch the kids or watch nature without having a campfire to get rid of the bugs or to have bug spray on, it's a nice area to just sort of sit in and look out. And this is the main door here. This one's not a regular door, it's just, it's not the hinged door, it's just a regular zip. And what's nice about the screen in area is you can actually, you close up the screen here in the front, you leave open the door to your main living area, and you get very nice airflow through here. So let's take a look inside. So this is the same air mattress that I had in the Montana 8. You can see it's pushed up against those 2 sides of the tent, and there's just a little bit of space right here for gear. And if you notice, this queen mattress sits right on the center line of the tent, so you could actually get 2 of these in here, which is great, but they're going to be bumping up next to each other, which some people may or may not want their children's bed bumped up right next to their bed. Your choice. The windows are nice. They're very large size. They actually come relatively low to the floor, so I think it's going to have very nice cross breezes through these windows. And the good thing is as I'm sitting on my mattress, I can actually look outside these windows, and I've got good visibility even with the rainfly on, especially at the front, which is really nice. If it's raining, I don't feel like I'm stuck in a plastic bag waiting for the rain to end. Like I said, if you have 2 queen size mattresses, though, you're not going to have a lot of floor space. I think what we intend to do is have 2, not one of these double stacks queen size mattresses like this one, but 2 single stack queen size mattresses. And that way, if it was raining and we were stuck inside the tent, we could put the queen size mattresses on top of each other, give you this nice high platform that you could sit on, and give you nice floor space here that you could actually play cards or do whatever we wanted to do. Go ahead and zip up this door. I'll give you show you what that looks like. So there you go. That's with the door shut. Not much else to say about the inside, except that when this rain flies off, which I'm going to take off in just a few minutes, all of this right here, this whole back wall is screened mesh. So you can see that that's a white panel and then more screened mesh. So if you have any privacy concerns, then without the rainfly on, you're not going to have much privacy. With the rainfly on, you can have total privacy. Okay, let me take the rainfly off and I'll show you both without the rainfly and give you my final thoughts. I've removed the rainfly from both tents. I'm just going to show you what they look like without that. This, of course, is the Evanston 8 without the rainfly. You can see that screened in area. It's pretty decent size for sure. Here's looking in the side window. You can see where the mattress is. And then here's the back screened in area that I was mentioning before. Once you take that rainfly off, you're just not going to have much privacy, which take that as you will. But very nice ventilation. Looking through the front door of the tent. Okay, and this is the Montana 8 without the rainfly. And so you have nice screening on top there and here. You'll notice you got nice windows here as well. But they don't, you know, they go up fairly high. If I step back a little bit from the tent, you can actually see how high those windows are. It's a fairly narrow tent. Look at it from this dimension versus the front. Go. It's Montana 8 versus the Evanston 8, which is your typical dome style tent. Both of them very easy to set up. Not a problem with that whatsoever. So let me tell you my choice. We're actually going to go with the Evanston. The reason why is because, well, we live in Florida and it's typically hot, very humid, and very buggy, and it rains a lot. And in the summertime it's going to rain every afternoon for the most part. So with this tent you get nice ventilation. You've got the screened in area to protect you from bugs. I like the way that the rainfly seemed to give good protection when you needed it, and when you don't need it, you're going to get a lot of airflow, and that airflow is going to be relatively low, close to the bed, to keep you cool at night and help you out with sleeping. So that's my recommendation if you're in Florida looking for a large size tent. I think the Evanston 8 is a good choice, but honestly I don't think you can go wrong with either one of these. The Montana 8 was, I think, $121 on Amazon, and the Evanston 8 I think was $150 possibly, maybe $153. That's it. Hope you liked the review.